35. Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is Wyln News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. Wyln News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. I'm Philip Kaufman, filling in for Julia Wiegand. Hazleton police took a rape suspect into custody after charges were filed against him by authorities in West Hazleton. Police in the borough received a report back in July of 2020 that 21-year-old Shamel Ellis was involved in a sexual assault case, and charges were filed January 25th. Hazleton police were conducting surveillance on July 30th of this year when they found Ellis on East Chestnut Street. Ellis resisted arrest and was also found to be in possession of marijuana. He was denied bail for the sexual assault charges because he was considered a flight risk and a danger to society. He also faces charges of resisting arrest and possession of marijuana in the most recent case. A Hazleton man was sentenced yesterday to serve 20 to 40 years in prison after he was found guilty of a fatal stabbing. A jury found 51-year-old Gene Hawkins guilty of third-degree murder back in June. Hawkins was accused of stabbing to death 34-year-old LaShawn Overton near an apartment building on Grant Street back on September 3rd of 2015. Hawkins' defense team asked Judge Tina Polachek-Gartley to sentence him to 17 to 20 years, but after she reviewed Hawkins' lengthy criminal record, she handed down the maximum sentence. Hawkins continues to maintain his innocence. Penn State Hazleton is requiring that all vaccinated and unvaccinated people alike continue to wear masks on campus. That includes students, faculty, and visitors to the campus. People must wear masks in the classrooms and all indoor facilities. PSU Hazleton is currently in an area of substantial transmission, and the masking guidance is expected to last for at least a week or until Luzerne County returns to moderate transmission. All on-campus activities will continue as scheduled with masking in place, and the masking requirement went into effect at 8 this morning. Head out to downtown Hazleton tomorrow night for First Friday, where there's something for everyone to do. WYLN's Julie Stepanovich has the rundown.
There's plenty to do tomorrow in downtown Hazleton as First Friday will be in full swing. The event features food, entertainment, and plenty of various other activities for people who want to get out and enjoy the sights and sounds of the city.
We're featuring a new Arts in the Park concert. It's Nate Myers and the Aces, and they will be playing outside in the new city park at the corner of Broad and Laurel. And it's an open-air event, so people are encouraged to bring, a lawn chair or a picnic blanket. They can bring their own food if they want, or we have picnic boxes that are available. People could purchase from the Pines, and then they'll be there at the event. They could pick it up. We're going to have beer and wine, as well as non-alcoholic beverages as well.
Art enthusiasts can also venture to the Hayden Center for the Arts for the Hazleton Art League's opening exhibit.
That's featuring the work of the late James Moran, which is a Hazleton, wonderfully talented Hazleton artist who did a series of paintings featuring Hazleton, his perception of what Hazleton must have been like in the 1920s.
History buffs had the opportunity to take a tour and envision what the city was like back in the early 1900s. Charles
McElwee will actually be doing a very popular tour of Hazleton architecture in the 1920s. And so that's going to actually start in the Welcome Center, our new Welcome Center downtown, 15 West Broad Street. But that is a registration-only event. So if people want to buy a ticket, it's only $5. You do have to register in advance, and that can be done on our website.
Attendees of First Friday also help out small businesses who've been impacted by the pandemic.
People come downtown, and I think we've struggled. Obviously, the downtown. The whole reason we have this program is because we're trying to overcome many years of neglect and a perception of there's nothing to do downtown, and so. It's a way to kind of change that image. We've been working for many years on building the infrastructure, really, for an arts and innovation district.
To view a schedule of First Friday events and to see what's happening next, visit downtownhazelton.org. Reporting for Wyln News, I'm Julie Stefanovich.
Thank you, Julie. Kirby Park is getting an upgrade to benefit those with special needs. During our sit-down with Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown, we discussed the Wilkes-Barre City Special Needs Playground project and the upcoming upgrades to Kirby Park.
There are 18 parks in the city of Wilkes-Barre, and I've always had a special place in my heart for people that are special needs. And we used to put on Christmas parties and Easter egg hunts before I became mayor. So we decided to work with our team and put together an effort to take our parks and provide special needs equipment. So we're going to start with Kirby Park, which is a beautiful 52-acre park. We're going to set up an area that we're going to actually install new infrastructure, meaning new paved pathways, so people that are in wheelchairs can wheel down into the baseball fields, can also wheel down to the 3 pavilions in that park, can also wheel around the little pond that's there, or lake. But also, we're going to integrate it with special needs and non-special needs playground equipment so the children can play together.
The initiative to plan, gather resources, and raise money for all these park projects is all thanks to an assembled committee working alongside the mayor's office.
This effort is being led by a committee. It's not just George Brown. It's a committee of people who have special needs family members, and they are so dedicated into raising funds. And they sit on this committee that we put together, and every second Thursday we meet and we look at fundraising efforts. How do we raise money?
One of the most recent generous donors was the Infinity Alchemy Hair Studio, pictured here with the mayor. To celebrate their second anniversary, the salon raised money through basket raffles and a lemonade stand, altogether donating $2,000 in honor of Matthew McGraw.
People are out there, committee members, raising $1,000 here, $500 there, $2,000. We put the word out and we ask the community to help us, because most of this is going to be paid for by donations.
And if you're also interested in making a donation.
So if anyone wants to make a donation, make it to the Luzerne Foundation in Wilkes-Barre, but on the part of your check, write Special Needs Park. And then that will go into our account that will be able to help pay for the equipment, the engineering, the installation. So we're probably looking at several $100,000 it's going to take. We're going to get it built, and it'll be built within 2 years.
Coming up on Wyln News, an upcoming cookout in Hazel Township to honor our veterans. Plus, playing against Notre Dame's Rocket Ismail and getting drafted by the Houston Oilers. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts, just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Hey guys, this is Ray Merrill from Blaze Alexander Mazda, Greater Hazleton. Come check this out. It's the season of discovery. 2021 Mazda CX-30s, got them. 2021 Mazda CX-5s, got them too. 2021 Mazda CX-9, got them. 2021 Mazda CX-30 for 0.9% for 63 months. 2021 Mazda CX-5, 0.9% financing for 63 months. Blaze Alexander Mazda Greater Hazleton has inventory. Check them out at blazemazdahazleton.com.
Sons of the American Legion Post 76 Hazleton and the Legion Auxiliary are inviting vets to an appreciation cookout this weekend. The event will be held at the Vietnam Memorial in Community Park in Hazel Township this Saturday, August 7th, beginning at 11 a.m. The event will kick off with a program featuring Commander of the Post and Master of Ceremonies Andy Millay. Bill Hines, Commander of Pennsylvania State Disabled Veterans, will be the featured speaker, and the Post 76 Honor Guard will also participate. Lunch will follow the program and will consist of classic cookout food such as hamburgers, hot dogs, and cold salads. The meal is free to any veteran. WILN's all-time OT hero, Marty Burns, has the in-depth analysis of what's happening on and off-season across our viewing area. Berwick's athletic director, Bo Orlando, is on this week, so let's talk sports. Here's part 4.
What that Fiesta Bowl in Tempe had was a lot of local flavor. Yourself from Berwick, and Notre Dame had a freshman from Wilkes-Barre specifically that came from Myers High School, and Raghib Rocket Ismail. Had you seen Ismail before you had seen him in Tempe, or was that the first time you were?
Yeah, I didn't know much of him because he was younger. You know, he was a little younger than me.
Right.
And then playing against, because we didn't play the Wilkes-Barre teams. The only way we would play him in high school was in the Eastern Conference Championship. So I knew of him. I knew he was, you know, fast. He was a good player, but I never kind of met him and and everything like that. But and we really, I didn't coerce maybe a little bit down there as much. I got to know him, you know, like through the NFL in the after years. But it's always, but regardless if you know him or not, you feel like that's one of your guys.
Yeah.
You always try to go and, you know, say hello because, I mean, he's right there in Wilkes-Barre. It's like one of your guys. So that was the nice thing about him. But he turned out to be quite a player himself.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. But you ended up getting drafted, and when we were in break, you had an interesting story. The draft back in '89, a whole lot different than what it is today. Even the later rounds, you got picked in the 6th round by the Houston Oilers.
Yeah, you know, they had more rounds, but the combine isn't what it is now and everything. So I remember my coach, I was telling you a story earlier, that my coach said, Houston Oilers are going to come down and run you. So we went out, and here's this guy come out like stone face, and he's running me through drills, and I was the only one. And so anybody knows when you're backpedaling and sprinting, and when you run for the NFL, you know, you want to be all out all the time. I think I fell over once or twice, and I got him to smirk a little bit, but he was that stone face. And here it ended up being Nick Saban, which, you know, nobody knew wasn't as big as he is now. But 2 weeks later, when my wife and I got married before my senior year, we're sitting in our sweats. It's Sunday morning, 11, 12 o'clock, and I heard that voice. He's like, "Hey, Bo, it's Coach Saban. We just drafted you in the 6th round." And, you know, my hair and my arms stood up. I mean, it was a pretty special moment. And, you know, therefore, then I got to know Nick through playing and through Alabama. And he's a lot different than he was back then, but he was always very stone-faced and a great technician.
Coming up on Gordon's News Choice, we take a trip down to Carbon County Animal Shelter and Community in You. Plus, leading the way, Part 4. Stay with us.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Did Did you know that WYLN News provides news updates every weekday afternoon
at 1, 3, and 5 here on TV and on social media?
Did you also know you can watch WYLN News on the go by visiting our website or YouTube page?
Now more than ever,
WYLN is your local news leader.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
Go hog wild for Iron Pigs Baseball. WYLN is televising the Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs live. America's favorite pastime on your local network, WYLN TV 35. See the Stars of Tomorrow at Coca-Cola Park. Don't miss any of the games here on WYLN TV 35. Visit WYLNTV.com for a complete Iron Pigs schedule. Lehigh Valley Iron Pigs on WYLN, your home for live sports. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet trap and sporting clay fields are professionally designed and all stations are handicapped accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-455-4251 extension 1378 for more information.
Hey, Dr. Alex here. We've got Jabby and Dr. John. We're going to have a great show later about how Jabby was in this terrible car accident and what he did to get to a better place and how do you deal with a car accident. So, please, stay tuned.
The Carbon County Animal Shelter in Nesquehoning has many lovable dogs who are currently looking for their forever homes. First up is Hershey. She's one of the shelter's longest residents who's been waiting over a year for that special someone or family to bring her to a loving home. She's a happy, loving girl with lots of energy. She's around 3 years old and is spayed, and she would do best as the only pet in the home. Up next is Silk. She's been at the shelter since last July and is currently waiting for that special person who will come in and take the time to get to know her. Mac is still waiting for that special someone. He's been calling the shelter home for over a year now, but would love a family and a home to call his own. Mac will require several visits from his prospective adopter, so they have the chance to get to know him, but this sweet guy will be worth the wait. Sammy is a young, friendly pup who is spayed and up to date on her shots. This 11-month-old was found back in May tied up to a pole and was a bit shy at first but has warmed up nicely to shelter employees. This loving girl walks great on a leash and would love for you to take a stroll with her. And up next is the dynamic duo of Milo and Sunny. They're a bonded pair and the shelter hopes to have these two cuties adopted together. They're both 6 years old and fixed. Sunny is a Corgi mix while Milo is a Shepherd mix. They're both housebroken and are said to be good with children, other dogs, and cats as well. The shelter is also looking for the owners of 2 other dogs that were recently brought in. This sweet pup was picked up just last week between Nesquehoning and Lansford. If anyone out there recognizes him, they're asked to give the shelter a call. Meanwhile, this playful black lab came to the shelter just over 2 weeks ago. He was found in the Beaver Meadows area, and he's a lovable boy who loves a good game of fetch. If you are interested in adopting any of these featured dogs, you can call the shelter at 570-325-4828 to set up an appointment to meet your new potential best friend. A few visits are required to make sure that you and the dog are the right fit, and adoption fees are $100. If you'd like to help out the shelter, the dogs could always use toys, blankets, treats, and large milk bones. And remember, we're in the dog days of summer, so it's important to keep your pup safe and healthy. Executive Director Tom Connors has some advice on just how to do that.
Keep in mind, your dog needs to be where it's cool. Don't take it for long walks, watch the pavement heat, put your hand down. If you can, keep your hand there, it's not good. So it's hot on their paws, walk them in the grass, but they really need to be limited outside when the heat. Hopefully there's a fan or air conditioner in the house, and make sure they have plenty of cold water. And if you need any advice, give us a call. But it's terrible when dogs are left out in the cold or the heat, and people need to be reminded of it.
For more information, you could check out the shelter's Facebook page or give them a call at 570-325-4828.
Hey guys, it's Ray Merrill for Blaze Alexander Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. How about that cheesy sign? If you get close enough, you can see it. But if you pass by Airport Road, we have a ton of inventory. Whether you're looking for a Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram, we have them all. Get a new Ram truck during the Make It the Summer event. So if you're looking for a new car or a used car, come to Blaze Alexander Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram here on Airport Road in Greater Hazleton, and you'll find out why we take the deals the other guys won't.
Hi, I'm Marty Burns from Wyln Sports, and we have an exciting segment coming up here on Wyln News 35. It's Let's Talk Sports. We're going to have special guests on talking about past seasons, teams, events coming up, previews, so many things sports related we're going to talk about on Let's Talk Sports, and you'll be able to see it here on 35 News.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
From the bottom of our hearts, the WYLN TV 35 family would like to say thank you to all essential workers for your service to our community and for keeping us safe.
WYLN CA35's children's programming is designed with the specific purpose of serving the educational and informational needs of children. In compliance with FCC guidelines, a copy of the Children's Programming Report is on file for public inspection at WYLN 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton, Pennsylvania during normal business hours. To view the report online, visit fcc.org.
WYLN's going behind the scenes to learn more about the lives and goals of our local leaders. So, Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown is leading the way into part 4 of this week's series. And welcome back to this week's Leading the Way with Wilkes-Barre Mayor George Brown. So, what are some of your biggest achievements, some of the challenges you faced? I know you had mentioned before last year was a challenge. Can you talk about that? And just some of the other things. I know we've highlighted a lot of hopeful achievements in the future as well, but just give us a layout of all of those.
Sure. Well, last year was my first year as mayor. Let's just go back to the first few months. By the way, when I took over as mayor, the prior administration had filed for distress city status, Act 47, distress city. I am not going to file for Act 47, distress city. So when we took over as mayor, naturally we had to take the budget from the prior mayor administration and we threw it out. We created our own budget and looked at more realistic budget. And then we thought, okay, we're going to be in good shape. We have a new budget. We know what the revenues should be. We know what the expenses should be. Well, no. What happens is we have a thing called the pandemic hit us, the COVID virus. So the revenue that we expected to get from the earned income tax and the other revenue sources, they dried up. So now we have a loss of roughly $3 million that we're going to see for that year. That's enough. No, it's not. The roof blows off of City Hall. This is a beautiful 125-year-old building, and the roof blows off at 9 o'clock in the morning. And when I say blows off, I mean it blows off. You can see the sky. Well, that storm really did a job on us because when we replaced the roof, we had to redo all the painting, the ceilings, the walls. Then we find out that the flooring on the 4th floor was damaged, and it was asbestos. So now we have to get the guys in to professionally remove the asbestos flooring and put new flooring on the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th floor. So that's enough, right? No. Next, the elevator stops. Now this is a 100-year-old elevator. Now that's enough, right? No. The next thing is HVAC system goes. So now we're looking at taking the HVAC system and how do we pay to get it fixed? So these are all things that we had to start dealing with in the first year as mayor. But the team I told you we put together, we pulled together.
Yeah.
And everything that we had to do, we did. Now, Wilkes-Barre is very fortunate. We have one of 10 health departments in the state of Pennsylvania. Our health department gave out over 15,000 vaccinations. They went to nursing homes. They did a lot of the interviewing that we had to do when someone came up that a family member was COVID positive. So I can't say enough great things, not good things, but great things about the city health department. They did a wonderful job, and they continue to do that. Police department, we were shorthanded from the prior administration. We hired 8 new police officers, and we hired 9 or 10 more firefighters. So our fire department, police department are totally staffed fully. I will not ever defund the police departments. So we're taking our police department, our fire department to a new level. So we're giving the fire department, the police department, DPW, the tools, the equipment they need to provide the services for our residents in the city of Wilkes-Barre.
All right. All right, folks. Check back tomorrow night as Mayor Brown continues leading the way into part 5 of this week's segment. Good night. And that's the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest on our Facebook page, YouTube page, or at WYLNTV.com. Stay with us. A look at today's weather is next, right here on WYLN TV.